Alright guys, I'm here with a bit of information for Dragon Ball Legends. So, the 36th Dragon Ball Legends reveals and stuff has just ended. And we did get the confirmation of a new Zenkai, some new unique equipment coming out for an LF unit, and 2 new sparking units. Unfortunately, there is no LF unit whatsoever in this. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm honestly okay with that just because, again, anniversary is next month. So, no LF unit, I'm actually kind of okay with that. But anyway, getting some of the quick information out the way. So we are getting some brand new unique equipment for LF Piccolo, the yellow unit. So it's nice knowing that he's going to be getting something, but I'm hoping that it's going to be enough. Because again, you can use that Piccolo on regen if you want, but the main point of this campaign is to boost Saiyan Saga units. So I'm hoping that somehow, some way, it'll boost Saiyan Saga Z, because again, this tag really needs it. Not only that, we are getting another Zenkai for this tag, and it is none other than Gohan with the Piccolo Assist, the revival unit. So he will be getting a Zenkai as well, and I'm hoping that it's going to be enough. Remember that when that unit released, he really wasn't that good at all. Like, the best thing in my opinion about that unit when he released was the revival. That was really it. So now knowing that he's getting a Zenkai, this is their opportunity to really make him shine, especially because when it comes down to this tag, we still don't have many units on this tag that are viable. Again, the main units that you're going to be using on Saiyan Saga Z are Raditz and Vegeta. That's really it. There's not really much of an in-between when it comes down to that particular team. So again, here's hoping that when it comes down to Kid Gohan with Piccolo Assist, here's hoping that they make him solid. And I mean, to be fair, we did get a Zenkai, what, about a week ago with, you know, the blue Goku, right? So I guess there's that. And he does boost Blue and Saiyan Saga Z, so that may be helpful for the first sparking unit that we're going to be talking about in this, and that's none other than sparking Yamcha. So yes, Yamcha is getting a brand new sparking unit. It's been a very, very long while since we've actually seen him get a unit. And not only that, there is another sparking unit, and it is of course sparking Goku. However, I did record my reaction to all this information, so check out the reaction first, and then we'll break down what they can do. Let me do it. It's Nappa. Oh wait, no, it's Yamcha. Oh, I'm like, playtime's over. I'm thinking Nappa. Okay. Gone. I mean, if they make Yamcha clean, I'm fine. So, Super Warrior buff and Saiyan Saga Z, I mean, I'm all for it. Gone.
You better not underestimate us Earthlings.
You know, until you got bodied by a Cyberman. A Quiet Rage. Burst forth. Sparking Goku. Alright, let's see what you got. Like, I'm surprised they did Yamcha though. Oh, gone. Alright, send him out. Gone. Alright, Goku. Oh, he stood on his head. That's funny. Oh. Okay. Alright. Cool. So now that we've seen what they can do, let's break it down. So, starting off with Yamcha, we have Yamcha, sparking, and of course, he's a blue unit and he's a melee type. And his tag is Super Warrior. Now, again, I mentioned earlier that the blue, like the Zenkai blue Goku that we got like a week ago, would help this Yamcha because of the fact that, of course, he's a blue unit, but he boosts Blue and Saiyan Saga Z. And of course, Yamcha falls under that category. So, there's at least some way to boost this unit, which is good, but there is a downside. With him being a blue unit, Gohan has free reign to run rampant against this unit. Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Team Gohan is extremely powerful, so unless there is some sort of absurdly strong purple unit that can work with this Yamcha, which as of right now, there isn't. It's gonna be kind of difficult to use this unit as of right now. Like, he'll probably be able to do something against Super 17, but that's really it. Anyway, Z ability 3. Plus 30% to Element Blue, Element Purple, or Episode Saiyan Saga Z base strike attack and blast defense, and plus 15% to Episode Saiyan Saga Z base blast attack during battle. Now, it's actually not crazy that this unit is a color buffer, just because he doesn't really have any tags. I mean, the only tag he has is Super Warrior, and you know, it's understandable, right? Because if you're to take out the, you know, the Element Blue and the Element Purple, it would literally just be Super Warrior and Episode Saiyan Saga Z, which in truth would be one of the worst Z abilities of all time, because Super Warrior is useless, and as of right now, Saiyan Saga Z is useless. So to have those be like the main things that this unit boosts would be horrible. But since he's a color buffer, not only just for blue units, but also purple units, you can practically throw him on any team so long as there's a blue unit and a purple unit. So that's not too bad. Like, again, I wish that there could have been like some sort of specified thing, but with this tags, not really possible. I'll take the color buffing. Anyway, moving on to unique abilities. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield if there are 3 enemy battle members remaining. Plus 50% to damage inflicted. Effect resets after character switch. Okay. Increases arts card draw speed by 1 level. Effects reset after character switch. Okay. -5 to strike and blast arts cost. Effects reset after character switch. Nullifies enemies, restores health when it reaches 0 effects when this character attacks for 15 timer counts. Cannot be cancelled. Okay, so how do I go about this? So this is completely dependent on if you have if the opponent has 3 battle members, right? Once the battle members go down past 3, all of these abilities are gone. Apart from because the endurance nullification, it says, well, okay, so long as there's 3 battle members, every time you enter the battlefield, these effects will activate every time. The moment you knock out an enemy, all of these effects are gone. So I don't even know how you would, because again, him having the ability to nullify endurance just inherently for 15 timer counts is good, right? It means no matter what attack you use, this unit will always nullify endurance, right? Tap blast, tap attack, quick attack, like, you know, things of that nature, and obviously strike blast and other moves, right? So he'll always nullify endurance for 15 timer counts so long as there are 3 enemy battle members. The moment there's 2 or less, these abilities no longer activate. So that, I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work. We'll have to see. And then applies the following effects to self when battle starts. Plus 90% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled. Reduces damage received by 70%, cannot be cancelled. Increases arts card draw speed by 1 level, cannot be cancelled. Plus 100% to key recovery, cannot be cancelled. And -5 to arts cost, cannot be cancelled. Okay, not too bad. I don't think it's anything crazy, but not too bad. Moving on to special arts. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards when you have 3 or fewer cards. Restores own key by 40. Plus 20% to damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. Applies buff effect. Nullifies enemies reduce key effects to self for 5 timer counts. Also applies buff effect. Nullifies enemies special actions that activate when changing cover to self for 5 timer counts if there are 3 enemy battle members remaining. I think that's going to be a massive problem. So again, him being able to get 2 new cards is good, right? Because not only do you get the cards, you also get the key with it, which is good. You increase your damage and you nullify the enemy's reduced key effects. So again, if you're fighting characters that would, you know, you attack them and you lose key, right? Like just listing some examples. Blue Zamasu, Pan, you know, units like that, you won't be affected for 5 timer counts, which is nice, right? But nullifying cover change is good. Limiting that ability to 3 enemy battle members remaining makes no sense. It makes no sense. There are plenty of units in the game that have a special skill, which if you activate it, you just straight up nullify cover change, and that's that. right? I mean, obviously there's some timer counts with it, but like you just straight up nullify. There's no extra thing to it. So giving him that type of restriction is going to be a massive detriment. It's going to be massive because the moment there are 2 or less members, you no longer nullify cover change. You no longer nullify it. You just, I mean, you get all the other effects, which is still okay, but one very prevalent meta relevant ability, nullifying cover change, you lose access to once there are 2 or less battle members remaining. So, and that's on the enemy side. So again, it's this ability could have been solid if that restriction wasn't there. I think that's a massive mistake, especially because again, Saiyan Saga Z needs the help. They need a lot of help. Anyway, unique abilities. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. Plus 40% to critical rate cannot be cancelled. Okay, that's solid. So when it comes down to him and dealing critical hits, he's gonna be like that unit. So he has the opportunity of dealing a lot of damage because of those crits. That's not bad, that's okay. Continuing with unique abilities. Knocks enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against their strike arts attack, activates during assists. The following effects occur when changing cover. Nullify his own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 10 timer counts. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade -2 arts card draw speed levels for 3 timer counts. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Restores own ki by 25. Plus 80% to damage inflicted cannot be cancelled, activates once. Seals enemies' blast arts. The sealed arts cannot be used for 5 timer counts. The following effects occur when this character is switched to standby. Restores ally health by 5%. Plus 15% to damage inflicted by allies for 15 timer counts. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade -15% to strike and blast arts power for 10 timer counts. Okay, so he has strike cover, so there's that. Unfortunately, you're not able to follow up. Again, I think that's a massive mistake. Like, this tag needs all the help they can get. Not having him follow up with this special move is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Like, again, in a general retrospect, if it's like other tags, like, for example, let's Saiyan, right? Saiyan, there's so many powerful units, right? If they had a few units that just knocked you back and that was it, it's okay because there's other units on that team that can, you know, cover blast arts or strike arts and then follow up with something. So having a few units here and there that just like knock you back and that's that is fine. A team like this that has literally no type of like benefit whatsoever as of right now, yeah, no, like being able to have some sort of special cover change is nice, but it would be even better if they can follow up. So again, it could be better. It could be better. Now, when you cover change, nullifying your unfavorable element factors for damage sustained is nice. And then on top of that, you cripple your opponent's card draw speed by 2 levels, which is good. That's fine. No issues with that whatsoever. And then when the character enters the battlefield, you get ki, you get a damage buff. The downside is it activates once, but I mean, at least it's something because he does have other methods of raising his damage. So again, it's kind of like a quick burst of damage, but it's better than nothing, right? But the best thing is, and this will also tie in with Goku, is that when you throw in Yamcha, you seal the opponent's blast arts cards. And I'll specify as to why that's good with Goku later on. But just in a general retrospect, being able to seal some sort of card is good, point blank. And then afterwards, take him to standby, you know, he restores ally health by 5, so there's some sort of support ability. And then, not only that, he boosts the damage of your team. And then he also cripples the damage of your opponent. So that's not too bad. It's not anything crazy because it's like 5% and 15% respectively, but it's still something. So I'll take it for what it's worth. Now, we move on to Goku. So Goku is obviously a sparking unit. He's a yellow unit and a melee type, and his tags are Sun Family and Saiyan. So Z ability 3, plus 30% to tag Sun Family, tag Saiyan, or episode Saiyan Saga Z base strike attack and blast defense, and plus 15% to episode Saiyan Saga Z base strike attack during battle. Unique abilities. The following effects occur when an enemy activates an ultimate arts, awakened arts, or rising rush while this character is on standby. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 10 timer counts. Shortens own substitution count by 10. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 50% to ultimate and awakened arts power for 3 timer counts. Okay. Now, Obviously, Goku has a lot more tags than Yamcha, right? He's a yellow unit. I guess I will take it. It's just, I don't know if this was the right element factor that they should have focused on. I mean, then again, like I said, like this, Saiyan Saga Z could literally use anything. But there is one thing that I want to point out. So, if you use an ultimate attack in Awakened Arts or Rising Rush, this unit nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained, which is nice, and they shorten their sub counts by 10. This would be good for this unit, except this unit is missing a particular thing. And I don't know if I should specify it now. Actually, you know what? I will. This unit is missing a specific thing, and that's endurance or revival. So pretty much he has the benefit of being able to get thrown in, but he's just going to get sacrificed. That's it. Like literally no chance of being able to endure the hit. He's gone. If the, you know, I'll say if Rising Rush specifically lands. Obviously Ultimate Arts, and nobody's using units with Awakened Arts, right? But Ultimate Arts, you can probably go in and take a hit, but Rising Rush, if it connects, he's dead. So I don't think that's really good. On the contrary, I think that's actually pretty bad, but we'll see how it works. Anyway, continuing with unique abilities. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield if there is a defeated battle member. Draw a special arts card next, activates twice. Plus 70% to strike damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled, activates once. Increases arts card draw speed by 1 level, cannot be cancelled, activates once. Plus 5% chance for strike arts to inflict feint on hit for 15 timer counts. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemy special actions that activate when changing cover for 15 timer counts. Okay, so this sounds way better, right? Because unlike Yamcha, this unit, when you enter the battlefield and there's a defeated battle member on your team, you just straight up nullify cover change. You nullify cover change, right? You have the ability inherently for 15 timer counts, which is good, right? I think it's pretty much an inverse of what Yamcha's is, because Yamcha's is completely dependent on if the opponent has all of their units alive, whereas with Goku, it's dependent on if he's gonna end up being the last man standing. So I think in inverse, Goku's is better than Yamcha's, but that's just my opinion. But putting that to the side, again, increasing your arts card draw speed is always good. Drawing a card is good. It's unfortunate that you don't get key with it, but at least you have the card. Obviously, you're boosting your strike damage, and you also have the possibility of landing feint, which is always going to be good because we all know how annoying feint is. But moving on, restores own vanishing gauge by 100% when this character performs a vanishing step. If there is a defeated battle member, activates once, activation count resets after character switch, which makes sense. So again, there's actually a bigger benefit to Goku and him having or ending up being the last man standing. Because again, in comparison with Yamcha, everything he does, well, not everything, but a big portion of what he does is in relation to your opponent's team, entire team being alive, which is really bad, right? Whereas with Goku, it's based on if your team is, you know, getting bodied, right? But there's actual solid benefits. Again, nullifying cover change for 15 timer counts and getting your vanish back, all of it back after vanishing once. That's really, really good. So again, it gives him the ability to like change the tide of battle by being either like the second unit like standing or the last man standing. There's an actual benefit to it. So again, like I said, in comparison to Yamcha and like the cover change and all that stuff, right now Goku's abilities are sounding slightly better. Moving on to special arts. Randomly draws one new card. Restores own ki by 40. Plus 30% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Minus 5 to own strike arts cost for 15 timer counts, cannot be stacked. Cancels own attribute downgrades. Seals enemies strike arts. The sealed arts cannot be used for 5 timer counts. Also applies the following effects to self if there is a defeated battle member. Restores health by 15%, activates 3 times. Increases arts card draw speed by 1 level for 15 timer counts, cannot be stacked. So this actually doesn't sound too bad. You get a card, you get a lot of ki, you increase your damage, you lower your strike arts cost. So if you do end up drawing a strike arts card, you're guaranteed to use it, right? You cancel your attribute downgrades, and you seal enemy strike arts. Now, sealing arts cards is always going to be a good thing, right? But I think this might work against Goku because if you seal the enemy strike arts, but then you try to throw in Yamcha, Yamcha has strike cover. So because of that, the enemy will only have blast arts available. And that's not really gonna help. So, because again, Yamcha will be able to go in, he'll have to take the blast arts hit, but that's really it. So I don't know. Like, I think it kind of works against each other in a way. Because with Yamcha, with him being able to seal blast arts, that works in favor of Goku. Because you can throw him in and he'll, you know, cover change it because he has strike cover, which we'll get to later on. But either way, I'm just talking about it. Anyway, and then of course, pretty much last man standing buffs. Again, like you get defeated battle members, he gets health, and his arts card draw speed goes up, which is good. That's pretty good. Okay, now we get to ultimate arts. Deals massive impact damage, plus 50% to ultimate damage inflicted for 3 timer counts upon activation. Also inflicts all enemies with no switching for 5 timer counts if there is a defeated battle member. Again, there's more benefits with defeated battle members for Goku than the inverse with Yamcha. Applies the following effects to self on hit. Plus 100% to next special move damage inflicted cannot be cancelled. Plus 100% to the next strike arts damage inflicted cannot be cancelled. Plus 100% to the next blast arts damage inflicted cannot be cancelled. Blast armor when charging forward. Okay, that's actually pretty freaking solid. So again, the ultimate attack has blast armor, which is good. Obviously be careful of Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Team Gohan, he can get around that. But not only that, if there's a defeated battle member, so if it's 2 or less, and Goku's one of the units that's still alive, you pop your ult, no switching, like force them to vanish, and then pop your ult, they can't swap, which is good. And then even after that, like, you get all sorts of damage to your special move, strike, and blast arts, which cannot be canceled, which means that your next special move, your next strike arts, your next blast arts is gonna hit very freaking hard, which is good. Main ability, randomly destroys one of your own cards and draws the ultimate arts card, Crimson Dragon Rush next. That's what they're calling it? Okay, I mean, it was Kaioken, wasn't it like Kaioken Assault, like in the other games, or Kaioken Attack, one or the other. Either way, restores own health by 30% and ki by 50, nullifies enemies, restores health when it reaches 0 effects when this character attacks for 10 timer counts, cancels enemies attribute upgrades and buff effects, requirements 25 timer counts must lapse. That's actually solid. That's actually not bad at all. So you heal, you get 50 keys, so you can use any card in the game, obviously apart from like certain circumstances that might affect your key or your cards. You destroy one of your own cards to get the ult, which is fine. It force draws it into your hand, which is not bad. Hopefully it doesn't replace a card that you may really need. But the 2 best things about this is his main ability nullifies endurance. I want to specify that. His main ability activates endurance nullification, which means even if you miss your ult or it doesn't kill or whatever the case may be, you have 10 timer counts to attack your opponent that may have endurance, and if you manage to beat them within that time frame, they will die, which is good. And you cancel the enemy's attribute upgrades and buff effects, which we already know is a fantastic ability. So main ability, very solid, no issues with that whatsoever. And then finally, unique abilities, seals one enemy card slot randomly every time the enemy uses a strike or blast arts while this character is on the battlefield. The sealed arts or the sealed card slot cannot be used for 10 timer counts. Okay, so again, like the enemy uses strike or blast, you have the opportunity to seal their card slots, right? And it says it seals one enemy card slot randomly every time the enemy uses a strike or blast arts. So that means the more they continue to attack, the greater probability you have of just sealing their entire hand. So they're gonna have to stop their combo eventually. Like, I mean, obviously the probability of you sealing all their card slots is all over the place, but it's possible, and that would be pretty cool. And then special move arts deals major impact damage plus 40% to special move damage inflicted for 3 timer counts upon activation. The following effects occur on hit: destroys all of your enemies' cards, inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 5 to all arts costs, blast armor when charging forward. So again, he does have blast armor, which is good, right? And it destroys all of their cards, which is fantastic, right? And then you also cripple them by raising their arts cost. It's by 5, so it's not by too much, but it's still something. And not only that, you deal extra damage with their special move, so there's also that. But yeah, apart from that, that's really all the information they gave us. Because, I mean, afterwards they started talking about Sandland, because the Sandland collaboration event is happening soon, and because the game is about to release, so they're going to add, like, new card sleeves and a background and all that stuff. So, there's that. But, yeah, in all honesty, I don't think that anything that we saw here was too crazy, per se. But, I mean, maybe these units can be good. I don't know. Like, in all honesty, like, I'm not really excited for this personally, but I'm hoping that these units are able to shine somehow, some way. But I do want to know what you guys think about all this information in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.